Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. I'm called Morinzi. We begin with our top stories. And today, November 8, marks 1 month after the Bankolo landslides that claimed over 30 lives, with many still missing, visiting the Bankolo and Canal settlement sites under the Yaoundé municipality this Wednesday. The general cry of victims was stress and uncertainty. And the bad side of the social media is becoming unbearable and might greatly damage the nation if nothing is done and fast. As a matter of urgency, the African Communication Regulatory Network has been brought on a solution table by the Cameroon National Communication Council to seek regulatory mechanisms. But how possible is it to control the millions of social media users in Africa? And the rate of foreign manpower in Cameroon seems to be preoccupying, as the National Institute of Statistics indicates that 3 out of 10 workers in Cameroon are migrants. Those are major stories. Titles right ahead. Good evening once more. The bad side of social media is becoming unbearable and might greatly damage the nation if nothing is done and fast. As a matter of urgency, the African Communication Regulatory Network has been brought on a solution table by the Cameroon National Communication Council to seek regulatory mechanisms. But how possible is it to control the millions of social media users in Africa? Heisencher has the rest of the story.
As social media users increase daily, devices spread across different digital platforms continue to grow rampantly. A minute on Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, Twitter, or others, one is quick to notice information of hate speech, misinformation, fake news, and other indecent contents that do not speak well of the Cameroonian and the African societies.
Many people, get to experience different situations negatively, like harms, hacking, and all of that.
A major concern for the National Communication Council that has brought together the African Communication Regulatory Network in Yaoundé to seek solutions in this 2 days forum.
We felt that it is extremely important to mutualize our forces, to engage in conversation with the platform providers, at least those that are represented on the continent, so that we can begin to share ideas on how content which is not good in the social media can be handled.
Placed under the theme, the challenges of social media regulation, modalities of collaboration between African media regulators and digital platforms, the forum is geared towards empowering stakeholders that have been in the fight.
It's creating consciousness not only in the minds of the people, but also in authorities. We're seeing the regulators here from all over Africa. We're seeing platforms that are coming here that are not even platforms based in Cameroon. We're going to be holding these platforms accountable and asking them to come to Cameroon so that when we get to the online space, they will be knowing what is happening on the offline space.
And speaking at the opening session, on behalf of the Prime Minister, Joseph John Gote, the Minister of Communication, René Emmanuel Sadi, pledged to collaborate with the other African governments to combat the rising phenomenon by restoring the ethical side of the social media.
And in spite of the proliferation of businesses in Cameroon annually, just a handful are able to survive the harsh business climate, as Cameroon promotes the import substitution policy inventives for private incentives for private investments that were made available since 2013, seems to gradually contribute in improving the business environment. Gladys Ambodibang reports.
Increasing taxes and high cost of production continue to be stumbling blocks for many enterprises in Cameroon, with about 80% of them reportedly shutting down before their second year of existence.
Business actually requires access to finance, access to affordable credit. That is very important for businesses to develop, and most of these entrepreneurs, without appropriate access to finance, they are bound to fail. On the other hand, most businesses face regulatory challenges.
To ensure sustainability of enterprises, therefore, experts suggest
one of the things that we need to do is, first of all, education. We need business development service providers. That is what some of us has been doing with our information banking systems. We need to provide support systems to businesses that are opening. We need to have incubation centers where businesses could go there for coaching, mentoring, and they streamline their business process. The government needs to put the right infrastructures. We need to make sure that incentives are put in place to foster digitalization's process, access to technology.
With the gloomy business environment, government in 2013 signed a law on incentives for private investments to stimulate innovation and job creation. 10 years after, the Investment Promotion Agency has visited some of the beneficiary enterprises to make an assessment of their journey this far.
We can see the implementation is really, you can see the job created, you can see the real investment now. This is very good. It sounds good. It means that Cameroon is still an attractive destination for investment.
We have here about over 100 employees. The benefits to our production. We work in shift night, shift day, and 99% is local people.
Having benefited from tax and duties exonerations and improved their production capacities, the enterprises complain they continue to face stiff competition and challenges in obtaining some raw materials.
And workplace safety is gradually breaking grounds in Cameroon, or in many businesses in Cameroon, as corporate executives have become conscious of the importance of hygiene, safety, and environment. A training session for the promotion of hygiene and sanitation and equality or quality management within companies for the well-being of the personnel is ongoing in Douala. More with a reporter from William.
The 5-day training is out to prevent workplace accidents and to keep workers in good health.
The main aim of this is to make people be aware of what we are doing, of who we are, what we are doing, and how we can help companies to avoid accidents and losses of money.
This comes on the heels of the recurrent industrial accidents in companies.
The challenge we are facing is exactly that people are not accepting what we are doing, you see. We're now pledging to officials to help us having all those companies with us so that we can explain to them how they can improve their safety and security within their activities. So we need help of government so that we can have more companies, we can touch more people, even outside there.
The workshop will help corporate executives redefine their health, safety, environment, and hygiene policies.
Cameroon can take an advantage of security by having their population safe. You see how you have markets which are burning, you have people on bike who are killed. So if we improve our safety of our Cameroonians, you have less people dying, you have less market who are burning, you see, less market burning.
It should be noted the workshop that began on the 6th of November will run till November 11th, 2023.
And the rate of foreign manpower in Cameroon seems to be preoccupying, as the National Institute of Statistics indicates that 3 out of 10 workers in Cameroon are migrants. Experts have expressed concerns on the impact of the high foreign labor rate could have on local skilled workers, but again highlighted the importance for the transfer of competence. Gladys Ambo Zibang talked to an expert on the effects of foreign manpower on employment. Her story.
Being a hub of transit activities, coupled with its hospitality, Cameroon receives hundreds of thousands of migrants from neighboring countries and abroad. According to the National Institute of Statistics, 3 out of every 10 workers in cities like Douala and Yaoundé are migrants, a disturbing situation that affects the employability rate in the country.
A lot of Cameroon will be, first of all, jobless. We have 4 polytechnics university of states. So all those guys who are coming from graduating students from those polytechnics who don't have any way to go. Secondly, the more they don't go to declare themselves nearby the Ministry of Employment and Vocational Training, the less will be the receive or the fees receiving from them when they are getting their visa of foreign workers here in Cameroon. And thirdly, we don't have any transfer of technology.
Experts, however, regret that there are sectors still in need of foreign technology, laying emphasis on the need to harness the transfer of competence to drop the rate of foreign manpower.
Out of 100 workers in the mining domain, all the cards are from abroad, notably from China. So that is why he asked those guys to declare themselves to obtain the visa, and also he have to ask Cameroonian to learn how those guys are using chemical products to produce all the mining minerals we are seeing on the market. Because if we chase them away and locally we don't have human resources with capacity building, with technicity, with the will and the motivation to work in that sector, will not have even the small, let's say, receive even a small turnover.
The Ministry of Employment and Vocational Training has of late been concerned with foreign workers in illegal situations. It reveals at least 50,000 foreigners work in Cameroon and just about 1,000 have complied to the law.
You can be a migrant and you work here legally, but to do it you must receive a visa from the Ministry of Employment and Vocational Training.
To promote the import substitution policy and support dynamic enterprises in the face of technological changes, governments insist foreign skills must be recruited for the purpose of skills transfer.
And today, November 8, marks exactly 1 month after the Bankolo landslide incident that claims over 30 lives, with many still missing. Visiting the Bankolo and Canal resettlement sites under the Yaoundé 2 municipality this Wednesday, the general cry of victims was stress and uncertainty. As we hear the following story with our reporter, Beatrice Ngamo.
Slippers, shoes, children's toy, a couch, items of the sad incident still at the site of the Bankolo landslide on the Yaoundé 2 municipality. As the days move to weeks, and today 1 month, the emptiness still there. 1 month gone like yesterday. This man still at the area tries to identify some of his neighbors. One woman was there, a father here. There was a shopkeeper down there. He saves us a lot with another. The other who was up did not die, is still there. Green nature with time occupying the open space slowly. Saluting efforts and support from all over, this woman feels lonely, especially as many loved ones, children, have been killed.
Tout d'un coup, la catastrophe les a emportés. Sincèrement, c'est pas facile d'oublier. Et je crois qu'avec le temps même, on ne pourra pas oublier tout cela.
Disaster do happen, especially at hilly and swampy zones. But her wish is for the ambience to return with the population despite the odds. The cry at the temporary resettlement site, Comcana neighborhood, one of stress and uncertainty. Many just sit around from morning till night without any plan, with children scattered among family members. The victim says their dead are still at the mortuary, waiting for burial, and they don't know where they will be resettled permanently if it does come. They acknowledge the numerous support from groups, associations, individuals, but what does tomorrow hold for them? The question. The administrative authorities will try to reach for answers, said they, that is the mayor and divisional officer of Yaoundé 2, were having a meeting with a senior divisional officer on Fundi on the matter. Worth recalling here that it was last October the 8th to the 9th, 2023, that the heavy rains forced a dam to collapse, provoking landslide, carrying homes, humans, and all underneath. Some 30 souls perished in the tragic disaster.
And another Cameroonian movie, Ngannou, has been on Netflix since yesterday. Ngannou, a crippling and mind-bending thriller that is set to leave audiences on the edge of their seats, directed by acclaimed filmmaker Cliquez. This highly anticipated movie combines elements of suspense, psychological twist, domestic violence, politics, and a race against time that will keep viewers guessing until the very end. More with our student journalist on internship, Kizi Kiga.
Ngannou is a must-watch cinematic experience that will transport viewers to a realm beyond imagination. Get ready to immerse yourself in the mystical allure of this Netflix sensation. Coming soon to your screens on the 7th of October 2023.
So, there's so, one man will die. Now your blood will go drink on today.
A Cameroonian highly anticipated movie which promises to take viewers on a mesmerizing journey filled with trauma, violence, mystery, magic, and unexpected twists. Directed by acclaimed filmmaker Cliquez and featuring an ensemble cast of talented actors like Hakim Kae Kazim, Cliquez, Kosi, Blesby, and so many others. Ngannou is poised to leave an indelible mark on the world of cinema. We are reminded that just few Cameroonian English movies have been on Netflix so far. These include The Fisherman's Diary, A Man for the Weekend, Broken, and Therapy.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast, the English language on Canal. The International. Let's take another rendezvous, same time tomorrow. Good night.